Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Friday again and I've got another video for you this week, and I want to talk to you for a little while about electric vehicle charging, because this is one of the jobs that I absolutely love doing, and at the moment as a company we're really trying to push this electric vehicle charging as one of our specialities. You've seen it on the side of the van probably, electric vehicle charging specialists. I've been doing this now for nearly 2 years. I did the course back in January 2018. And so far I've done quite a few installs under the government's OLEV grant. But I know that there's a lot of misconceptions out there about electric vehicle charging regarding the regs, regarding applying for the OLEV grants, etc. And so in this video I'm just going to show you an install, just briefly what I did with a new smart charging unit from Rolec. But what I want you to do is let me know in the comments any questions you've got about electric vehicle charging, anything at all that you'd like to know or you want answering or that you think might be interesting, because I'm going to make a video which will be like a Q&A session all about electric vehicle charging to help any of you who are thinking about getting into EV charging as part of your installation work, or just anyone who's curious about it. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, drop a like so that you can help push that video out using the algorithm to other people so that they can enjoy it as well. And if you haven't done already, subscribe to the channel because we've got more great content coming up over the next few months. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the video. Good morning guys, welcome back to the channel. So today on this lovely sunny day I'm going to be installing one of these. It's one of the new Rolec smart charging units, and the difference with these units compared to the previous ones is it contains a communications module which the grid has access to. So essentially the national grid are able to ramp up or down the amount of power that these things are consuming, so that if they're worried about the grid getting overloaded they can just ramp them down a bit and stop them from overloading the grid. So this is a new thing now that since the 1st of July all OLEV grant installs, in other words if you're installing an electric vehicle charging point under the OLEV grant scheme, you have to install a smart charging unit, and so Rolec have produced these units in order to comply with that regulation. This is a tethered unit. It's got a 5-meter tethered cable, type 2, and I'm going to be installing it for a Tesla Model 3 that the customer's got on order. Should be arriving at the end of the month. So looking forward to seeing how this install goes. Now because these have the smart communications unit inside, there's no space for an RCBO. The Rolec units used to have a double pole RCBO built into them, but that's no longer the case. But what Rolec have done is they've still provided the RCBO in the box. So that means you've got the RCBO included in the price, you don't need to buy one separately. And as per regulations, this is a type A RCBO, so it does both AC and DC currents. You've got the little symbol there on the RCBO, and this is a C40, so perfectly standard for this 7.5 kilowatt charger. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to install a separate little consumer unit next to the existing consumer unit, because it's just going to be easier that way than trying to fit a double pole RCBO in an existing Schneider consumer unit. So I've got this little 4-way garage board from BG with just a main switch, and what I'm going to do is put this double pole RCBO in there, put a Henley block in for the mains tails, then run some tails into this, and then I'm going to put a main earth block in. So I've got my earth coming into this, and I'm also going to be running in the main bonding for the gas, because it's not been bonded currently. So it's going to be an armoured cable run from the consumer unit, which is in the middle of this bungalow, up into the loft, little way through the loft, drop down into the garage, and then installing the charging point in the garage. So follow on the job and I'll let you know how it goes. So here's the existing setup. You can see my new board mounted there, but the existing tails are only 16mm, so I'm going to need to get those upgraded. I'm going to upgrade those myself. Here is the old Schneider Dome board, which I decided to ignore as it's a bit of a mess. I didn't really want to be installing my RCPO in there. But I am going to replace the main tails to the board. Yeah, bit of a mess, that cabling. I'm going to take these old 16mm tails away, put in new ones, and I put a Henley block here, and then go in from there to my board with new tails, replace all of these existing tails so that the supply company, the DNO, can install a new main fuse, 100 amp. So a little bit of a snag here. The bungalow actually ends here, and then it's sort of like joined to the garage by this little in-between bit which has got a flat roof. So what I've managed to do is locate this point here where this pipe goes up. This is actually loose, it's just an old pipe, it doesn't really do anything. But I can see that in the loft. So what I'm going to do is drill up here in the soffit, drill up there, and then poke the cable up. I should be able to pull it through, and then I'm going to run it down here, along, under here, clip it along neatly above the windows there, and then just drill through here into the garage. And basically the charging point is just down here somewhere on the other side of the garage, so it should be a fairly easy route still. So yeah, should be interesting, see how it goes. Right, so I managed to get the cable through. So it's gone through up here in this hole in the soffit, clipped it down along, and then under here and through the wall in the corner there. Now the only problem I had was that I hit wood on the other side of going into the garage. There was some kind of wooden stud on the other side, typical. So it took me a while to get through that, but I managed to get through in the end. So yeah, I'm going to start connecting up the charging point now. So just a little note on how I do my cleating. I like to use my DeWalt laser level. So I've got that here, and it just creates a nice straight line, and then with my measuring stick I can just measure an exact spacing between the clips, and then just pop the raw plugs in and fix the cable up. It's the nicest way to get a good straight line without trying to do it by eye. So that's what I do. The only time I don't use the laser level really is when there's something nearby which isn't level, which is also in a straight line, and in that case you sometimes need to just line it up with the existing straight line, otherwise it will look like it's not level even if it is. So there's a little tip for you. So basically the incoming connections go in here, so you've got live, neutral, earth. Then you've got this device here. Actually not quite sure what that does. This is the controller, contactor, DC residual current monitoring module. And I think these two things are to do with the communications module. So there's a GSM module in the back here, and that actually has an antenna and everything, so with the SIM card it will actually communicate with the outside world. So here it is, the final product. We've got the board in, got all the tails replaced with nice new 25mm flexi tails, and we've got that Henley block there. And here's the RCBO all connected, and charging point is up and running. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and don't forget to put your questions for the Q&A video, which will be coming up soon. And now, so today I'm going to be installing some of these garden lights, and quite like these lights because they're plug and play, so they're really easy to install. Also, they are completely plastic, which means that you don't have problems with rust and things because of, well, obviously, water, rain, etc. So they've got these spikes, you just spike them into the ground, and then on the other end they've got these waterproof connectors. They're 12 volt with MR16 LED lamps in, and then these waterproof connectors that just plug in. Basically the transformer's got a plug that goes out of it, and so you can just plug everything in, wire the transformer into the mains, and jobs are good. And so quite a good little system. I'll show you how it works, and let me know in the comments what you think. So they come with these little splitters, so you've got 1 incoming and 5 outgoing, which means that you can basically take 1 cable from the transformer and then go into the flower bed and split off with 5 different lights if you want, and they just screw in. So basically this screws in to that, and yeah, dead easy, and it's waterproof and works great. So this is where I've mounted the transformer, and what I've done is taken the armoured cables into this whisker box, which is one of the larger ones. This just gives you a bit more space for the connections. This is one that I actually fitted about 2 years ago, and I've just opened it up to replace the transformer because I needed to make the transformer larger to add the extra lights. And it's absolutely dry as a bone inside, so I'm really pleased everything was sealed up properly. And what I've done is mounted them both with stainless steel screws onto a bit of hardwood. So sometimes it can be difficult to actually find something to mount things on to hold everything together properly. Some people like to put a sort of a stake in the ground and then mount a board on it and have it just slightly off the ground, which is nice if you can, but in this case it would have been really difficult to access because it's inside a hedge. I don't know if you can see that, but basically, yeah, everything's like running along a hedge. So what I've done instead, so that it can be movable, is to just put it on this board, and this is, as I say, just a bit of hardwood, which has been here for 2 years. It's not got any signs of crumbling away at the moment or anything. It's nice and solid, and that way you can move it around so that if you need to access it, you can just pull it out of the hedge. This is the plug and play transformer. So as you can see, it's just got this plug, like screw plug pin thing out the top, and then it's got a mains cable in the bottom. The mains cable does come with a 13-amp plug, but in this case I've just cut the plug off and wired it directly into the junction box for the outside lighting. And then it's got this outgoing splitter, and the outgoing cables going to the various sets of lights. So it's a 105 VA transformer, which is plenty for all the LEDs that I've got running off of it. And I've just turned everything on and it's all working nicely. So there you go guys, that's the end of another video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to smash that like button if you haven't done already, and look forward to seeing you on the next video. And don't forget, put your comments below of any questions and answers you like for the Q&A upcoming soon. And once again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all your support on the channel. Have a great day.